line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go.
The beautiful landscapes of Daytona were certainly something to see, but now it's time for a little bit of that hard racing, bump and run mentality that short track racing can only bring to you here on the track. It's time for the Green Mountain Grills Fast and Fun Truck Series to go at it live here now at USA International Speedway. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Driver on the line here tonight. Down here in Lakeland, Florida, here we are about to take witness and bear shape to the hard racing and hard compact surfaces that is a track formerly known as USA International Speedway, no longer with us sadly, but it is in our hearts still here and now. As we get ready to go at it here tonight, let's take a look at our starting lineup on the pole. Starts it up, Trey Whitehead will be in the 33, it is outside. That's Andy Pham, Greg Janzik, number 40. Row number 2 is going to be Nathan Meyer, the number 1 is outside, it's Caleb Forsythe, then the number 76. Row number 3 is going to be Robert the Mullen Man Lawrence, and that number 5 is outside, Kevin Kersher, the number 91. Row number 4, James Runner Harris Pilots, the 4 is outside, it's Richard Fornshell, the 90. Row number 5, it's Justin White, and the 28 is outside, it's Russ the Fullboard Keelgore in the 2. Row 6 sees John Thacker, and the 56 is outside, Gar Snyder in the 88. Row number 7 is going to be Kevin Ward, and the 112 is outside, Brock Whitehead, the 82. Row number 8 is going to be Jacob Gibbons, and the 20 is outside, Brandon Ball in the 17. Row number 9 is going to be John the Diamond, the 39 is outside, that'll be Steve Clegg in the 22. Row number 10, the Man Beast, William Mann Jr., the 29 is outside, Robert Wynn, the 16. Row number 11 is going to be, well, that will be, of course, Adam Schramm, and the 95 is outside, Randy Coughlin in 31. Row number 12, Charles Whitehead, and the 31 is outside, that'll be the 6, Josh Ball. Row number 13 is going to be Sean Bounty, the 34 is outside, Eric Stoy, the 41. Row number 14 is going to be Steven Madden, the 26 is outside, Robert Wynn Jr., the 89. Row number 15 is Joshua Caudill, the 23 is outside, Sheldon Pearson in the 8. Row number 16 is George Young, and the 48 is outside, that'll be Jamie Graham in the 21. Row number 17 is Daniel Half, and the 32 is outside, Zach Derrick, the 10. Final start, Jason Taylor, the 15. And race fans, it's now time to bring Green Mountain Grills Fast and Fun Truck Series to life. Down here in Lakeland, Florida, USA International Speedway, get ready under the night skies, under the night lights. You're about to bear witness 34 of the toughest and the baddest going at it once again here on PTAson TV. They'll bring him off out of turn 4 this time by to send it off to the green flag. We wave, here we go. Off the start here, Trey Whitehead will have the advantage over on Trey. Andy Pham, Janzik drivers leading him off the charts, so looking for any kind of room, any kind of runoff that can get to the bottom lane or the top side, depending on where they like to run them. Some already looking for some momentum boost off as the Bud Light number 1 and Nathan Meyer kind of sneaks his way in. The Marauder James Harris and the GMG4 is already on the hunt. He's on the prowl. He has his eyes set on maybe what could be the old Sandy Pham of Drake Janzik here tonight. And their drivers are placing bets here in the comments section here. I'm not going to say bets of what. You can just go and look for yourself here on Facebook Live. Well, whoever said lap 2, you got your wish. The 33 of Trey Whitehead has been spun out on the turn 4 there. Well, and I don't think that's the lap, but honestly, the Trey Whitehead of all people wanted to see here. The leader gets taken for a ride here in the corner. And I'm getting shades of Atlanta 1992 over here, where literally Dale Earnhardt Jr. spun the 2 drivers ahead of him for the race lead because he felt like they weren't even going fast enough for his taste. Did the same thing happen here, I wonder? Nope, actually he did it to himself here, Trey. Just overshot the corner. There's not a whole lot of area you can go off of. That was a bad spot to spin it out at. Everyone else trying to avoid and trying to evade. Keep themselves out of trouble zone and keep themselves out of the panic zone as well. Everybody comes out clean and clear. We'll be okay for another restart. Onward to the on-call list here tonight. I will let you fans as well let me know who you want to hear from, who you want to see. But to start tonight's action here, I believe we're going to bring in possibly a new driver on the list. Indeed it will, from Freedom Mullet Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in for the very first time here on Pete Series TV, the number 20, this is Mr. Justin White. Justin White, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
We're doing pretty good, sir. So our first time ever listening in with you, and my friend, you have a lot going on down the track and a lot of hard racing to be had, but this is a short track, obviously, and how much of a difference maker does it make on these truck series here to have to fight it off with?
It's pretty rough. It's first time actually running some laps with these guys. So I'm kind of feeling a few guys out here, trying to figure out their braking points. As you race with guys, you start to figure out where their braking points are. Short tracks and intermediates. So I'm kind of figuring it out now, and I think I may have a key on a few of them when they brake. So it may help me later in the season or later in this race run here.
Well, we have said it before, we'll say it again. If it comes down to it, the old bumper does work pretty well around here to get them moving a little bit better for your taste. So our best wishes of luck to you, and we'll see what happens here for you and your crew.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Freedom Mullet Racing, give it up for Justin White, the number 28. So on the restart here, a little bit of movement up to the front here for the Marauder James Harris already. The number 4 is up 3 spots. Meanwhile, Bam Jantic will be in the race lead. Nathan Meyer moves up 1. Robert Lawrence will be in that hunt as well here, and you got to watch out for that Blaster Master on these short tracks. It seems like he has these things dialed up to a T, but Jantic is on a whole nother level when he's on tracks like this. This could be another barn burner for him and his crew. Last time he was here was in the Cup Series, and he just completely rode out and dominated this one to beyond extent. As the laps wind down here out of the restart zone, we're back to the action here, and they will get them going. The leaders up front will have the early advantage, obviously, because they can basically get right into the corners a little easier and get a little bit of a single file line going. Meanwhile, if you're in that mid-pack, you don't have enough time to build up some speed, so you're pretty much kind of stuck getting a little bit of that two-way pack zone. The only way to get around it is basically trying to drive it off the corners and drive it off the clutches. And they're doing a great job here so far, staying in that playing field and into that run, but, you know, for how long does that last, you wonder? The Mobile 195 of Adam Strom currently holding back that to number 23 there. Chevrolet Silverado Dean Joshua Caudill. Oh, look out in front though. Oh, little trouble. Big pile up. What? Oh, no. Holy smokes. What the heck did we do then? Turn 3. We got a roadblock down here on I-35. Good Lord, I'm seeing a lot of drivers in this one. Daniel Haff, Eric Stoy, Ray Whitehead, Brandon Bald, Zach Derrick. There's a lot of them involved in that one. What on earth happened here? Well, let's take a look at the Pizza Instant replay, and I have a feeling we'll get a good look at it from our chopper cam. So, to the chopper we go. Jacob Gibbons, number 20, kind of seeing it up front of him. Looks like Garth Snyder gets into a little bit of a tangle, too. That's a little twisted, tangled up from my end there. And oh boy, look out. Holy smokes. I don't know what happened to Charles Whitehead. We'll look at him in a minute. But first, let's take a look up front here and see about Mr. Brock Whitehead and that and Garth Snyder here. So Snyder just barely revving up into the 56. John Thacker, I don't think, was too appreciative of that, but thankfully was able to get out of that mess. And now we'll take one more look at this because we know Charles Whitehead went for a ride here. I don't know what happened to him exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So Here's the Interstate Batteries 51 there, F-150 of Charles Whitehead. 'Cause I didn't know one thing. We saw what happened with the 89. He got sent around here, but Charles, I'm not sure where everything went wrong for him. Oh! Boy, did he get tagged in the back there. He got sent straight to the shadow realm was what happened. Oh, my. Now, boys, when I said you get the bumper around here, you can do that. I didn't mean that kind of a bumper. All drivers are okay, though. Everyone's ready to get it back into playing field. We'll get back to the action here in just a brief minute. Gotta believe not a lot of happiness going on between some of these drivers here. Probably a little bit more annoyed than anything, I would say, for the start. But thankfully, though, for those that are stuck in the mid-pack, we always can trust on one set of group. That's the mid-pack racing boys here. Caleb Forsythe joins us in now. And Caleb, you know, the Colt 4576 Waffle House machine has certainly had its fair share of moments here, but now you're on a track that really could boil down to success or really just troubles here when it comes to racing. What's going through your mind here as you take the crew here tonight?
Oh, man, I'm just still trying to figure out what happened to the Matrix to put me up here at the front here. Got lucky, had a good qualifying. That's not real normal to me. You know, I just want to go out here and give a good run for NPR. We're underfunded, under-talented, and just, you know, if we could have a top 10, that'd be something that was not normal for us.
No, it definitely is not. But, I mean, hey, but at the end of the day, though, I always said this, I'll say it again. If you're lucky, it's better to be lucky than to have all the skill in the world, right?
Hey, man, if every one of these trucks will spin out in front of me, I'll be good with it.
I think you got to take Janzik a little bit more serious than that when it comes to spinning out. I think you might have to put a bumper to him. Some folks have told me anyway.
You know, I can't say I confirm or deny what I would do last lap, but you know,
well,
it is what it is.
Well, you guys heard it loud and clear. Midback Racing is out for some blood, out for some vengeance, but they're out to race hard here. Good luck down there, Caleb.
Thanks, sir.
Oh man, I tell you what, these guys definitely have no trouble when it comes to having some fun, having a good battle out here. That's really in the name too. Fast and fun truck series. And we're about to see a little bit more fun be presented out on the track here as they march them off out of turn 3s down into turn 4. Nathan Meyer, Greg Zanefield, and Jantic will have to start the gun, start the pull. Off the course of turn 4 though, we're back to the action. Lining him up down out of turn number 2, though, the number 91 Champion Power Equipment Machine, Kevin Kershaw, looking to maybe make the change move his way. Caleb Forsythe defending everything he's got here, while the Marauder James Harris is right in the back for these things. And the 4 told me earlier today he's after one driver, that is the one that is in the race lead. Well, in this case, that would be the number 40 of Jake Zanefield Janzik, because we got problems down there, problems for Randy Cawthon, and another pile-up almost ensuing here in turn 1. You know, when we came down here to USA, I didn't think they changed the name to Bowman Gray Stadium. I know the track got tore down, but when did they change it to Bowman Gray around here? Because this seems like nobody's able to keep cool or keep their trucks from getting destroyed around here. Whoa, a little bit of a bad angle there, but it looks like Randy Cawthon may have got a little push in the back. You can see where the pileup started, but I don't really know where he got tagged at or who gave him that little bumper to him. Or he may have just actually overdrove the corner a little bit. Let's find out one more time here from the PT Instant Replay. I think he actually just overdrove it. Yeah, he overdrove it in the corner. He's slamming the brakes down, and he just overshot the corner, ends up smacking dab into the wall protection, giving himself a lot of troubles down there. Yikes. Definitely got to be extremely frustrating knowing that this race has not gone in the progression that I think most of these drivers were hoping for or wanting to see, but nevertheless they're doing everything they can to try to hang in there and try to give themselves something to work off of. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take it down now here to 3 Wide Motorsports, where it joins us in the PM and Sons number 8. You know him well. Sheldon Pearson joins us in with the Chevrolet Silverado machine. And Sheldon, you know, we've been around these parts before when we saw what happened at Daytona. You had a great showing there and a great battle. But now here on the other side of Florida, I got to believe you're looking more towards trying to survive than anything else, right?
Yeah, man, this is insane. That's all I can do right now is try to survive, try to move forward, but trying to pass is almost impossible.
Now, why is that though exactly? Because we've talked about it here plenty of times from an announcer's perspective, but as a driver, how could you describe it for these fans at home watching from television?
Well, you're just 2x2. I mean, you really can't make any moves when we got this many trucks on track. It makes it really difficult to, if you start on the outside to get to the bottom to make a pass. Late in the run, the outside is not bad, so you can almost make the outside work, but it's just really hard to make anything happen here.
It certainly is indeed, but nevertheless, you're still determined and focused to get it going down here. So our best wishes and luck to you and your crew at 3 Wide Motorsports.
All right, thanks. Give a shout out to GMG too.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on board, buddy.
All right, thanks, man.
Diesel Parts and Services PM and Sons number 8, Sheldon Pearson on the line there as we get ready to get the drivers back into a double file scenario. Maybe single file, things aren't getting a little bit better here. Coming off out of turn number 3 into 4 this time by. We're going to send them on down and get a little more hard run racing off. Janzik and Nathan Meyer will lead the charge, and the pack comes back into the ground. The roar of the truck spring to life, a mindset unlike any other. It is a beautiful sight to be had. Coming down the clutches of turn number 2. It is all get and go. No way to play it out here. 28 of Justin White going up deep on the outside line while Kevin Cashore tries to hang in there. Every driver for themselves here. No gimmies or breaks here. You either work it away in or you literally just find your way to pushing it out. Richard Fornshell's onboard camera here right now as he tries to pilot it up ahead there of Brock Whitehead in the 82 while Jacob Givens in the Plan B Sales number 20 kind of keeps his distance, kind of keeps him in check. So far, so good. No troubles here at the moment. Looks like everyone might be calming down a little bit. They don't want to get too out of control, too all over the place here. And I got to believe that is exactly what these folks need to be thinking about more than anything. But for a driver like Trey Whitehead, this is about redemption for earlier on there in that Buffalo Springs Barbecue Company, number 33. He got caught up in a bad spot earlier on. Speaking of getting caught up in a bad spot, now Randy Cawthon, more troubles down there for that number 31. Unfortunately, sends it into the shadow realm into the pit zone. He'll get out the track and let them run it. Good sportsmanship on his end, but I gotta believe the frustrations definitely are mounting after all that circumstances there. Caution flag is out though. We got a little bit of problems down there. The number 20 of Jacob Givens seemingly kind of putting it in omnistic plot here. Let's take a look here and see what happened. Looks like Randy Cawthon has left the building as well. He's saying, I've kind of had enough for one night, guys. That's a tough break there for him. Obviously, he tore up a lot of equipment. He doesn't want to break up anymore, but for Givens, the slight spin there out of turn 2, and everyone else just tried to evade and avoid, but thankfully was able to bring the truck back out into the field and back into a seasonal circumstance. We'll take it down now and talk with some of our other drivers here now. We'll bring it into the field, and let's go ahead and back to 3 Wide Motorsports. Let's go ahead and Bart get in there with the Ferrari James Harris. Harris, right now, the field seems to be kind of playing out your line, your shot, but nevertheless, the drivers seemingly not able to hang tough and keep it going here.
It appears that way. You know me, Chris. I like the long green flag runs where you got to manage your tires and your equipment. And so far, we haven't gotten those yet, but I hope these guys will clean it up a little bit and we can get going.
I was about to say, it does seem like the trucks right now are doing their best to try to hang in there and try to stay with the run, but how hard is it to keep the truck online considering that these tires seem to want to spin out more than anything after the exits?
Yeah, these trucks and this setup is a little loose on fresh tires, but as the tires warm up and wear a little bit, it really comes in as you build up heat into them. And after that, it feels really, really good. So like I said, I'm hoping we get some laps in, we can get these tires warmed up and worn in a little bit so we can get some better grip in these suckers and go racing.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, best of luck down here, and we'll see what transpires, sir.
Therefore, thank you.
The Ferrari James Harris coming on board here tonight with us. We'll take it down now and actually talk with the Zanny fam as well here in the Oval Sim Performance. Jantic, at the moment, the Champion Power Equipment 40 still rocking the pink and black, and right now you're making everyone back black and blue right behind you, trying to figure out how to get to you.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I hope you thought about that in advance, because that's really, that was a good fun you had there.
Actually, I just thought it was on
keep
my head, to be
roasting.
honest with you.
Well, good for you, because that's some real quirk you got in there. So good on you. But yeah, we're looking to keep everybody in the rear view. I love this black and pink champion truck a lot, so we're gonna run that through the month of October. And yeah, I got my teammate Nathan right behind me here, and a couple of strong competitors. Definitely, what's the term? Battening down his hatches. So, gonna be a
Manning the
fun,
cannons.
fun 100 laps.
Yeah, I was about to say, he certainly seems to be manning the cannons if I'm going to do a Buccaneers reference around here. But nevertheless, though, Nathan Meyer, seems like he got a little bit of a quirk going in there, too. You think maybe that the Bud Light one will be able to a little bit of competition later on?
It will. He always is, yeah. But the nice thing about Nathan is that he's my teammate in both of these leagues. I don't know how they let that happen, but it feels good to have that kind of firepower on your side, for sure.
Certainly is indeed. Well, nevertheless, Jantic, got a little bit of work to do and some time to play it out here with the Oval Sim Performance.
Yep, lots of planning going on. Enjoy the broadcast. It's sure to be a good one.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yes, sir.
Number 40 there, Craig Jantic, looking to get back to the restart zone, back onto the green here. Everybody looking to field this one down and around town we go. We'll all initiate them off once more. Leading them back off the track and into the zone here, onto the Green Mountain Grill restart zone, coming up ever so slightly. And the action just never stops around here. Back to the green flag, we're off and running. With about 1/4 the way through here so far at the moment, this looks like it could be an Oval Sim Performance kind of night, but again, the teams in the back here, like Mid-Pack Racing, 3 Wide Motorsports and all of them, they will definitely put up their fights and their charms here. And if guys like the Mullet Man, Robert Lawrence, can hold down the Freedom Mullet Racing crew, I think it maybe there is a little bit left in the run here for them to fight it out with. But again, the one team we haven't talked too much about here is Southern Speed Motorsports. You got a whole list of guys in there that are extremely smart when it comes to that team bonding, that team method on long runs. Guys like Randy Cawthon, William Mann Jr., Jacob Gibbons, and Brock Whitehead. They're all very specific and controlling of making sure that they don't do too badly and not too much out here when it comes to their running and key to the line. And I think right now that's exactly what they're looking out for. They're trying to keep a very close eye on. As you can see, the 29 to the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. right up ahead. They're side by side with Stephen Madden, the 26. Trying to tempo and pace himself around the parts of the track and trying to keep himself in a dead heat line, as a Marauder, I think, may have just got the 5 a little bit loosey-goosey out the corner, and the Mullet Man end up, instead of being the blaster master, he's the one that gets blasted out of this part. Jameson Miller coming on board here tonight saying great track, and Eli the Wild Child's tuned in a little earlier on. William Mann pops on board here. I will have something to say here as well about with him, because actually I got to race with Mann Sr. I raced him down the iRacing Super Speedway here not too long ago in those Next Gen Cup cars, and I gotta admit, you know, I can see where the Man Beast gets his run from, but Papa Beast, I will say Papa Beast can definitely hold his own, and I cannot wait to see him when the time comes. So Papa Beast, if you are watching still with us right now, thanks for coming on board, sir. We cannot wait to have you on Pizza Race TV soon enough. Man, there's a lot of families coming on board these days, man. You got Triple Trey, who came to play Whitehead, and then brother Brock Whitehead, the youngest of the family members. Then, of course, Charles Whitehead in that 51. He's been kind of hanging around down there for a good chunk of the times. Coming back right around at the moment here at the Russell Fullboard Kilgore, the number 2, trying to hold down the 4 as well with the mid-pack racing. And honestly, I'm kind of trying to figure out like what's going on down there, because he's been a little bit more out of control as of late on the show, and it seems like he's trying to get things figured out better. And him and the mid-pack racing guys, they're doing a pretty good job here. I don't know, maybe he might be turning over a new leaf. Maybe he's trying to go from the mid-pack to maybe like the top pack. But if he's going to do that, you're going to have to watch out for that new guy there in that 28, Justin White. He seems to be having a little bit of a thing to here. As the caution flag flies out, though, there's a problem down there. Nathan Meyer, unfortunately, the number 1 Bud Light goes for a little ride. So it looks like the Oval Sim Performance crew is going to have themselves a little bit of a headache to figure out here. We'll take a look down now and see what happened here. And this is something you're just going to see all night long, folks, is just trying to stay out of trouble and not spin the tires from underneath you. These tires will get crazy loose and they will hurt you if that case. And unfortunately for Meyer, it happens once again and cannot escape what is just transpiring down there. We will now bring it down here to the on-call situation here. And no, I'm not talking like an on-call, like we're gotta be on call for possibly having to get out into the firefighting scene or anything like that. No. Thankfully, we're just on the on-call list here, bringing out drivers left and right. We'll talk now with, of course, from Shake and Bake Racing. It will be the 33 Triple Trey key to play Whitehead in just a brief moment. Well, there he is right now. He's coming back out on the track, which means it's time to bring him in. Race fans, please now welcome in here the 33 of Triple Trey. He came to play Whitehead. And Trey, this is probably the longest road I think I've seen a driver have to go through in quite some time, considering where you were at here in the field.
Yeah, I mean, I had really good qualifying speed and thought I was going to be all right. And lap 3, just a little too much on the gas and a little too far low on exit and spun it around. Thankfully, nobody hit me, but then I got caught up in a wreck later on. So we fell back to 34th, and we're up to 13th as it looks right now. So we'll see if we can keep climbing. I know we've got the speed to win the race, but hopefully we can get back up there.
I know the Buffalo Springs Barbecue Company definitely keeping an eye on you here tonight. We're working this car up there, but this truck being as fast as it is, how well do you think it'll hold to the end?
I think as long as I can manage the tires right, I think we'll have some pretty good short run speed, but I'm really banking on the long run speed, the way we're able to enter the turn and exit as well. So hopefully we can get a long run and we can showcase that. But like I said, we just got to keep climbing up there and get ourselves in contention before we can think about the win. So.
Well, our best wishes to you and the team here. Of course, with Shake and Bake Racing, my friend. Should be a long, hard journey, but it could be a fun one if you can make it in.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we can get it done.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, number 33, Triple Trey, he came to play Whitehead. And now looks like we're going to have to change the rhythm up a little bit, folks. Turn the dial up, tune the station. We've got a bounty hunter on the loose. Sean Bounty will now be your race leader. And the number 3 is for Zeno Machine. Zenoa. Zenoa? Why do I keep calling it Zeno? I don't even know. It's Zenoa, I believe. We'll be having to fight it out with Garth Snyder in the 88. Remember earlier on, Snyder got kind of caught up in a little bit of a mix of things. Thankfully, though, he is okay. He is all right. As you can see, he's going to give himself a little bit of a fight here. Sean Bounty, Eli the Wild Child's coming on board saying he misses racing the trucks. Really, Papa B saying he will be here with us soon. But Eli, I do miss seeing you on the truck series, man. I know you were pretty fast with these things, but hopefully one day we'll get you back out here soon enough, bud. Out the corners of turn 4, restart zone. Green Mountain Grills are back in action. Now Sean Bounty, you wouldn't have thought about him as really an oval kind of driver, but because he's more road course based. But I'll tell you one thing: the last thing you want to do is count this guy out. He knows how to rock it with the best of them when it comes to running on a variety of tracks, and he seemingly likes to run these short tracks more than anything. We saw what he did back at Martinsville Speedway in the Cup Series. He was absolutely booking it, keeping a clean truck and a key car all the way, or excuse me, a clean Cup car all the way through that night. And right now, as I get a little bit of problems down there, we got a pile up yet again in turn 2. Major problems down there. The Man Beast gets caught up in again, and apparently his long-term run is looking more like, can I survive a long-term? This is not looking good. We'll take one more look at it here from the camera angle here. To the chopper can we go. Here's what happened. Watch the number 22 here. This is where I want you to keep your very close eye on. As he swings it right into the turn. Everything seems okay, but then you see the Man Beast William Mans Jr. kind of having to back off down there, and the 6 kind of getting too close to comfort. And the Man Beast ended up sending everybody else to the Shadow Realm with him. He's like, if you wanted, you know, the guys, if you need some man's maintenance done, you just call up a man to get that done. But as he gets all cleared up and fixed up around here, we're going to see if that tragedy plays out for him and he's able to bring it back to life here. He's got a lot of work to do. Well, I talked earlier from one of our mid-pack boys. I think it's time to bring in another one of them back to the track. The number 2, Miller Genuine Draft Machine. It is Russ Duffel, Bork Kilgore. Kilgore, how you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh, we're living the dream, having it all here tonight, my man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a trip, that's for sure.
It is indeed. Now I gotta ask you. We had talked earlier there with Caleb Forsythe. He was a little surprised. He was able to get up to the front as well as he has, because usually, again, you guys live up to your motto of the mid-pack racing crew, but tonight, that seems to be the upper half here of the mid-pack racing. What's going on down there?
Yeah, well, somehow I qualified 10th. I'm not too sure how that happened. And if you can just hold the bottom and not get loose coming out of the turns, you can kind of hold people back a little bit. And I went black with the truck to the old black sheep, so we'll see if it's going to sneak our way up there.
I was about to say black sheep or not. I think it's a Rusty Wallace style design on that one, right?
Yeah, I love the old MGD. That was my dad's favorite beer, so that's why we run it.
Well, I will say it may be a little rusty under the hood, but definitely ain't rusty inside the track. So, nevertheless, Russ, appreciate coming on board here tonight, sir. Best wishes and luck, sir.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it.
Russ Duffel, Bork Kilgore, the number 2, looking to possibly garner another battle on the men's with this crew. Pace lights will keep going around. We'll go ahead and stay under caution just for a little longer. About halfway done with this already, though, too. You know, I was kind of wondering about this, too. This Enoa 34 Sean Bounty, he's got a little bit of damage there on that left side corner. Now, for most people that know short track racing, that really doesn't mean too badly because, again, you're not really too worried about aerodynamics all that much. You're worried about making sure your tires and your vehicle doesn't get too hurt or destroyed around here. And the biggest thing is, it's really just making sure you keep everything nice and clean, cooled up, but that bumper does not mind to be bent in a little bit because we've seen it here where you kind of have to bend benders and have to bend bumpers a little bit. So we'll wheel them off this time by here. The Green Mountain Grill trucks at USA International Speedway have wielded some good results so far, but with halfway about to be reached, which one of these drivers will be able to maintain the grip and maintain the satisfaction of building the runs off? Running them back off out of turn 4 here, this time by to the green flag we go. He'll hard them off and fire them away. Solid start here for our field as they move it back down to the corners. Times are starting to garner. Speeds are starting to get cliffs. Uh-oh, look out, down to turn 3 and 4. Thacker crossing it out. Little spindly glue. And away they go. Trouble there for the 21 and 22. Every driver trying to avoid and escape it could not escape the clutches. That is this track. USA International Speedway continues to just tear up equipment and tear these drivers down left and right. Thankful for us though, we got 2 drone cams running around on this track here, and we were watching very closely with the 56 Thacker. Look at the 112, he just drives in slightly too hard. And as the man beast would say, he just got man slammed down there. I'm pretty sure in the WWE you get a few extra championship moments for that, wouldn't you? I think they probably would put the title belt on you because Vince McMahon would probably be happy about that. Well, nevertheless, here Thacker goes for a little ride, a little tumble, fumble, and a spin. And thankfully he is okay and safely back on the track as we now bring in the 39 of Jonathan Diamond to the roster. Jonathan, right now, man, this is looking more and more like maybe Shake and Bake could possibly just let these drivers crash each other up on the front and you can wheel it up to the battle here. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen these last 2 wrecks, but I somehow missed both of them. Like, I haven't touched anything, so I'm feeling good after that unfortunate second wreck of the night.
Well, we have watched that 23 Flavors number 35 Dr. Pepper machine kind of wheeling off the track here. It is still, for the most part, in shape and cleaned up compared to what you would say with the 56 behind you, but nevertheless, I mean, really, what is it going to be that you're a little more worried off when it comes to how the truck handles and versus how the track is giving it to you?
Well, so far it looks like the outside might be the way to get to the front because you have to move them if you're going to go on the inside, and that's just too risky with wrecking each other.
It is indeed, but nevertheless, you seem to be of the mindset to give it everything she's got and pull it to the end. So, appreciate your time here tonight, Diamond. We'll see what happens here on the later half.
Thank you.
For Shake and Bake Race today, ladies and gentlemen, the number 39, Jonathan Diamond. Race fans, when we come back though, double file them up. We're going to get back to the action here in USA. There's still more racing to go and still more fights to be had. Which one of them will survive? Find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been presented and brought to you in part by the good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. If you guys need a new wood-fired pellet grill, there is only one brand and name you can trust out there, and that, of course, is our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to check them out on their website at greenmountaingrills.com, and be sure to check out their social media platform handles at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see the latest product line and info for your next grilling outing day. Here we go. One more lap around now. They will double file everyone back up. 34 drivers came in here tonight looking for some runs and looking for some racing. Still with all 34 out on the track with 30 on the lead lap at this moment. Now it is a matter of time before we see who is able to garner the most run and garner the most speed. There's going to be a lot of built up around these corners and a lot on the battles here on the restart with halfway of racing. It has been Janzik who has been the man to beat. But the mullet man, Robert Lawrence, has finally put the Blaster Master on notice. Can the 5 hold back the field and hold back the aggression and the errors that they bring to the table? They'll bring him off out of turn 4 to the heavy start and the heavy run here. The green flag is back on now. We're back underway. 2 on the tongue, 2 on the run. We're coming off of corners here. The 88 of Garth Snyder swinging it back out on the back straightaway here. He's making some maneuvers, and yes, James Harris goes almost sideways, completely out of the turn. He manages to bring it back, and they keep it going. Everyone's got to be very careful going to those corners now for a minute. Oh, how they managed to hang on to that one is impressing me, but that's not happened Harris this time. No. No, no, no. Oh, my. Now, I don't know if maybe Harris got tagged that time or what happened there. All we know is something went wrong. Let's see here. He overdrove it. Yeah, he was talking about it earlier. He said when the truck comes in and starts to really work its way around, you can do a lot of good stuff here with it. I don't think that is what he meant, though, unfortunately. And the number 4 Green Mountain Grills machine takes himself for a little spin dash move around auto turn 1 and 2. The spin dash was so high voltage and high crazy, I think Sonic the Hedgehog was down there and he was a little bit jealous. Well, we'll head it down now and talk with the on-call list of drivers and see who we got left up on the list here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe at the end of the day, we might end up having to talk with all our drivers here tonight. So, but nevertheless, here we're talking Oval Sim Performance. Next up on the roster, Garth Snyder joins us in here. And Snyder, you know, we've seen it earlier on. You guys fell into a bit of trouble on that back straightaway. And ever since then, it's been just basically fight it out and move up to the field. Has it really just been the drivers wrecking it out that's been giving you a lot of freewheeling and little chances to win them out?
Oh yeah, it's just been absolute pandemonium. So it's just trying to pick and fight your way through and dodge them, and got lucky and stayed out on a pit and got some track position. So we're going to try to stay up here and duke it out with the guys up front.
Certainly indeed here. I mean, I know you're definitely trying to make a move and make a field day around with these guys, considering you haven't had the most best of luck here on the series. But do you feel like your skill and base balance is starting to change here?
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely picking up some skill as I go through and definitely getting better at short track racing. But we'll see how it goes.
Certainly there indeed. Well, nevertheless though, sir, appreciate you coming on board here tonight, and our best wishes and luck to you as we continue to fire them off and fire them down here on the track.
Oh, thanks, bud.
For Oval Sim Performance, ladies and gentlemen, that is Garth Snyder, the 88. Well, next time around, we'll try and talk out with some of the Southern boys there in the Southern Speed Motorsports. As lights are off on the pace car, they're going to go to a single file restart from here on out. Or nope, wait, never mind. They are still under caution lights. They just did not see it from our angle. Producers are yelling at me. They're saying, "Hey, wait a minute. You know you got glasses, right? You should probably wear them." And I'm like, "Well, I would have. But in fact, I still have to wear a mask in here when I get into the building, and so you really have to close it off for me here, guys. So thanks a lot." Get a little bit less leeway in, get a little bit more run going around these parts. Now we'll double them up. And I think Lawrence is trying to tempt the Zanny fam there to get a good jump start here. Maybe make him think about it a little bit more than so usually does. Off around out of turn 3 into 4. Now here we go. Every driver for themselves, every battle for position. It is only those that can bring the table and bring it all to the field as we watch it from the crowd here tonight. 10,000 strong here in the crowd watching on as we got many fans watching at home. Wheeling them in off the corners down into turn number 1 and 2. It is a double file back spot here. If you've ever been to a live show, that's exactly what it looks like when you're literally in the crowd and you're in the stands. It is a breath and a sight to see. But I'll say one thing, when you see a lot of pink and black on the spur kit, you know we're under October month, and right now Brock Whitehead is representing them well. He's trying to bring it back in black up to the front of the two. Russ, the full bore Kilgore, is the next target in his line of sight. Oh, trouble down there, though, unfortunately for Adam Strom. Strom is in trouble here. Charles Whitehead, Strom, Diamond also caught in this. Looks like Diamond had to slow down. Don't look like he took any damage off that, though. Take a look at the PT instant replay once more and see what happened in this case. So this time looks like our blimp cam was the only thing we had that was working down there. I don't know how. How the heck do we keep not figuring out how to get those drone cams where I want them here, producers? Let's take a look at it. See, looks like the 32 is already loose and spinning him around. Looks like Charles Whitehead drove it way too high up, trying to bring it back down, and just got himself in a bad spot. 112 Kevin Ward getting tagged in, and unfortunately that was not what any of the drivers wanted to see there at all. Alright, well, I said earlier on that we would talk with some Southern boys. Well, we're going to go talk with some Southern boys. It's time to bring in the Southern Motorsports' Brock Whitehead onto the track. So from Southern Speed Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen, the number 82, Brock Whitehead, our youngest driver to ever win in the Truck Series and the track today too. And, you know, Brock, at this moment, Southern Speed seemed to be in a bit of a bad spot. You kept getting kind of caught off guard, caught into big wrecks and situations as well as the Man Beast did, but now, it seems like in the second half, things may be switching around. What's the change?
Oh, I didn't even know that I was in any wrecks. I think I rear-ended Russ just once, but it wasn't on purpose. I think it's when Trey and James got together there, and I was trying to check up, but the truck just wouldn't check up quick enough. So.
I was about to say, with the braking the way the system works around here, how much of those brakes do you think get burnt off by the time you get really into the later half of this?
Oh yeah, we've probably burned off a lot. We had to raise the brake bias quite a bit because if you left it at default, you even got on the brakes and spin out. So I got it raised up quite a bit. But yep, gotta make use of those brakes and not burn them off.
Ain't that the truth, sir? But nevertheless, you are still making it all work out and doing well in your favor. Our best wishes and luck here for Southern Speed Motorsports.
Yep, thank you.
Number 82, ladies and gentlemen, Brock Whitehead, keeping it going, keeping it real with this. So as our field starts to get closer to the end, getting closer into the round and the battles, the Black Mamba himself, 23, is Joshua Caudill, now moving up in the top 10, actually as the second hard charger of the night. Your ultimate hard charger of the night is still that 34 as Zanoa's number 34, Sean Bounty. That dastardly bounty hunter always seems to know when he wants to come in and fight it out. So pace now sets up for the long haul. So more racing action to be had and still plenty of time to see which one can outdo the other and which one's the better of the two. Eli saying another Craig show again. Well, you can't be too confident there, Eli. We've seen it before where anything can happen on PT Racing TV, and only the slightest damage or the slightest move off can literally change your race entirely. One caution is all it takes. We'll see what happens here as the restart comes back on out. Robert Lawrence may have the advantage, but he's still got a lot of company up ahead. Remember, if they go long run, they got to factor in then also the other drivers behind them getting into a lap traffic scenario. And if you're stuck in lap traffic, trying to maneuver around them is easier said than done. The Bud Light number 1 here, Nathan Meyer, got spinning himself out of turn 2 earlier. Looks like he might have learned from the mistake. He's starting to get a good runoff in the corners as our neighborhood friend, the Man Beast, tries to hammer down and get ahead of him, and that number 1 is going to the outside looking for the charge, but the bottom lane seems to be where it's at here. Harris, though, once again spinning it out around the corners here, trying to get the camera on him. Trouble for him and the 28, Justin White, involved in this one. And Harris, man, ever since he talked to us, he has not caught a break here. He said earlier on he thought he got the car all fixed, he got the truck, excuse me, all fixed up and situated, but apparently that does not seem to be the case. Well, this actually wasn't really his fault. He got a little love tap there from one of the drivers. See a caution flag flying right as they saw it. They knew they had to get that one out quickly. Man, what a tough break there. Well, field will garner back up and hopefully get this one more cleaned up, if you will. And I'm not gonna lie, folks, there's one thing I'm gonna say here tonight that may be a little bit hard on some folks. I'm not sure why on earth Freedom Mullet Racing let the Mullet Man himself change that scheme up to literally be the number 5. I am so used to calling him in the 34 machine. The fact that he has changed it is going to warrant me to bring him in now. Here he is, the Mullet Man himself. Now, I got a bone to pick here, Robert. Why did you change that 34 to that 5? I got so used to you being in that 34, man.
Figured I'd get my teammate wanted it a little more than I did. I mean, I was pretty married to it, but at the same time, he's a little more invested into it in his real life. So I'm like, you can have it. I'll go and pick up this Rick Hendrick 5 number.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, I was about to say the Rick Hendrick 5. Right about now, I'm not gonna try to jinx anybody, but I would say may have a pretty good opportunity there to win it out. But at the end of the day, I still think you got a lot of racing to go here. It's only the second race this season.
Oh yeah, after missing the first race due to the work issues, I finally got back into the truck this week and trying to make up 15th place points for last week and getting the best of it. So hopefully I can bring this blaster truck into victory lane, maybe move this champion truck out of the way, and yeah.
They're certainly there, but nevertheless, Mullet Man, you certainly have yourself a lot of work to do here, and Freedom Mullet Racing is counting on you to stay with this run and get to the end. So best wishes of luck as you try to take down this Annie fam.
Yep, thank you. Got Sean right behind me and Justin a little bit further behind, so hopefully we can make the most of it.
For sure there. Thank you for your time, bud.
Thank you.
The Mullet Man is Robert Lawrence, ladies and gentlemen, trying to possibly pull off the stunner and the upsets here. Field will stretch him back in, double file him back up once more. Poor Harris right now is what the Wild Child's saying. Unfortunately, Child, I think your little comment earlier tonight may have jinxed the Marauder. Unfortunately, I think he's actually gotten the boot more times than he cares to count. As our Potato Prince continues to watch on from a mess from everything else here. Leading him off the charge here, back to the green flag once again here. Every driver for themselves, and not a whole lot of area to be messing around anymore. You best be figuring this one out quickly. I'm not gonna be lying. Sometimes I don't even think I need to even talk. I'll just let the driver speak here. Just listen. We'll go a couple laps down with this head cam. A lot of parts and benders just getting banged around there as well when they get around these corners. Again, they have to drive them in so hard and so deep. And sometimes they keep forgetting that there is a wall protection kind of grading around the track here. As caution flag flies back on out, we got a little bit of problems. This time Zach Derrick, the number 10, is involved. And I think he is just going to go ahead and park it for the night. It looks like he might be done here. Take a look at it here. We'll see what happens. Looks like the Brown Royal 10 had a good charge off. And he just barely avoids the 41. And oh, yeah. Well, if netcode last night wasn't anything to show for it, I think that might be the worst kind of way to get stopped out on the track. And that's literally being stopped dead on a dime. So field goes into pit road. Lawrence, Snyder, Bounty, Givens, Mann Jr. all head there. So it looks like their strategy will try to play in a little bit. We'll talk now with probably my most controversial and most enrage-inducing driver I deal with on a constant basis. Of course, I'm talking about my good friend John Thacker. Hey Thacker, how you doing, buddy?
Hola, no habla inglés.
You've been good, yes. But
Man, this has been a wild race today.
I was about to say, you're driving on a short track. Y'all are going at it at speeds up towards of literally 100 and so odd miles per hour. Yeah, I've got a feeling you've probably been enjoying yourself as much as you've been getting yourself into some crazy spots here, haven't you?
Yeah, you know, you run full speed and then slam the brakes and hope it sticks, and then you do it again. And then you hope the guy behind you doesn't drive through you. And, so far, I've been lucky, but now that you're talking to me, accelerometers, 3.8. Everybody who talks to Chris Shriver has bad luck right afterwards.
No, I don't say anything there. I just let you do the talking because you seem to still have a thing for the matters and movements we go around here.
No, it's been good. I like restarting on the inside. If I get on the outside, I can handle it, but I prefer to be inside and log a few more laps and then make a move here towards the end.
Trying to hold my laughter back a little bit because the way you say some of these things just kills me. So.
Oh, I'm glad I can be there for you, bud.
Hey, Thacker, good to hear from you, bud. Best of luck with mid-back racing.
Hey, did you see how many NPR cars are in the top 10?
I'm trying not to say anything there because you guys keep coming at me about the broadcast with Curse and how I keep jinxing you there. So I'm trying to be nice this time.
Yeah, I brought it up, and it's going to end in tears and flames here in about 7 more laps, I suppose. But hey, we're having fun while we're here.
Maybe one day iRacing does actually add flames into here.
I would be the first to get them.
You probably would, but nevertheless, Thacker, appreciate your time, sir.
All right, man, take it easy.
He's something else. Oh my. All right. Again, if you never heard Thacker on the line, well, let's just say if he is ever in a full-on broadcast with me, I think I might have to rate it R or rate it something past PG-13 because I don't think we'd be able to get through a whole day without him and I just going at it with one another. So. Coming off the clutches in the corners here, out of turn number 4. This time by the Zenny fam, shows them the way. Here we go. Coming back down through the corners here, out of 3 into 4. So far, so good. No driver having trouble. I had up my fat mouth, the 22. Steve Coig loses it completely in the turn there, and then the Wonder Bread machine is wondering how the heck did I end up in a bad spot here. Oh my, they're wrecking right ahead though. We got trouble. Daniel Half getting kind of stuck in between there, kind of got stuck in a bad little position here. We'll take a look at the replay. That's what transpired down here. You can see the 22 lose control, and Thacker, well, If he doesn't join me in the next couple minutes, I think I'm probably gonna, you know, we're probably gonna get told something here in a minute from him later on. I got a feeling. Unfortunately, though, yeah, the 32 there, Daniel Half getting kind of caught off guard. Let's take one more look at the 22 here. It looks like he may have just overdrove it a little bit in the corner, and once again, it just continues to not be his night and day when they get it going here. We'll take a look at it here. We don't know why we're not playing the replay here, producers. There we go. They're saying we had camera fits for a second. I don't want excuses. I want results, darn it. Well, you see, unfortunately, though, the 22 just going to have to get a fresh repair out there and a little cleanup on aisle 3. Thankfully, though, for him, he is okay, and he'll be back out on the track here, so our best wishes of luck to him and the crew. I knew he was probably going to tune in here. I did call you coming in here as well, so it's not like I have anything to be mad about.
It is what it is. It's short track racing.
Well, it certainly is, and what exactly happened? Maybe you could just give the fans at home an idea. I'll just let you do the talking.
Man, I was coming to the outside and racing Sheldon. I was wanting to go to the inside, and I was watching to see where he was, and guys behind me were traveling a little bit faster than I was, and I got drove, and Clegg was self-spinning. It's just a mess. It's just a mess.
It is a mess indeed here, but nevertheless,
I don't know. I just dumped the clutch and drove backwards on the inside wall. Got some of my spots back.
Why'd you do that for?
I don't know, man. What else is there to do? I was desperate.
You're desperate for a lot of things, but it seems like more than anything, you just love to keep messing around with stuff around here.
Yeah, I can't leave anything alone. So, anyway, well, I'm gonna get back. Let you start interviewing people. Caleb is really trying to get on the podium because he misses you.
Well, we'll see if he can actually get there first, but that's all I'm gonna say.
We'll cross our fingers for him.
Yep, best wishes and luck for you and the crew, man. We'll see what happens.
All right, man. See ya.
Honestly, guys, I really don't know how on earth we even let him in this. I really do not know how we let him in here sometimes. I really do not. All right, so they lead them down that back straightaway here. We're going to bring in more drivers, but I think we'll just let them go out of here and determine that for themselves. 24 laps remain, our 12th caution of the night, but these guys are not done yet. They will give it everything they got and fight it off amongst themselves and on the track as well. Off the corners here into the green flag run. We're back off the start. Kevin Kashur, man, the Blackstone Management Crew seems to be finally down and back up here, but Brock Whitehead is leading the charge for Southern Speed Motorsports. And of course, you can't forget Midback Racing and that 76 Scale Foresight making his way in. Teammate Russ Kilgore follows them from behind. Leading him down. Oh, pit back to unfortunately gets the 82. Whitehead caution. Oh, no, stop him. Back him down, back him down. No, wrong. Fornshow gets caught in it. Oh, man. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. These guys cannot catch a break. That is all I can say. You really can't even get mad because again, it's just a short track scenario. It's a short track situation, but as a driver, you gotta think for 1 second. This is starting to get a little bit upsetting and frustrating, knowing that we're getting caught off guard in these bad spots and circumstances, and just hoping for the best and hoping to get out of this mess. But at the end of the day, racing is racing. It will do you a number. But nevertheless, it is what it is, and it certainly has been, to say the least. So as our drivers right now get back into position, getting settled into their runs, if you will, the caution lights will pop off here. We're looking in from the stands here tonight. Obviously, I can't talk with any of the spectators down here, but I can tell you as much as anything, judging by their facial actions and how they have been here tonight, they are extremely excited to see this one get finished up and see what will happen now. Bring it back down to the green flag zone. We're back underway here and off the start once more. Hard on the run, hard on the throttle. We got problems again, though. Still more problems. The Mullen man, Robert Lawrence, caught in a bad spot. The 5 has crashed out. And just like that, things are starting to get real dastardly around these parts. Jacob Givens getting spun there. He spun himself around and got kind of caught up in a bad spot there. That's not the send you want to be at, that's for sure. That's where all the madness started. You see the 16 kind of getting into him there, unfortunately. And man, this is just getting hard to watch for these drivers. They really do not want to be put in this spot. They do not want to be put into this circumstance and situation. But with how late it's getting, it's anybody's guess which one will be able to survive out and conquer. When we come back, we're going to find out for sure and see who is going to walk away with the W. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. If you guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market, there is only one brand and name you can trust here, and that is with the good friends over at the Green Mountain Grills camp. Be sure to watch them up on their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram handles, as well as There are at other ends as well with the GreenMountainGrills.com, and check out all their products online and everything else. Thank you again to Green Mountain Grills for coming on board, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Still plenty of racing to be had, but I got a feeling right now there's some drivers out here that would love for this one to come to a close right about now. Everybody looking to feel this one back down and around, get everyone all settled up once more for some more racing action here. Interested to see what will transpire here on the restarts and what these drivers will have to do to see about possibly moving chains in and moving some runs off quicker as we go along with the ride. There is so much at stake and so much going down that it's really been one of the toughest and the fastest of tracks to master for a variety of reasons. Leading up back in. Coming back on board here, leading them down in here, now down to the track zone, back to the green flag. And off running, Jantic has here the advance once again. Forsyth though and Kevin Kishore are on his tail end. Leading him off the charts here, lining it back on around number 2 here. Russ the full board, Kilgore, genuine draft, Miller highlight machine trying to keep some momentum going, keeping him off the chart. Scotts.com, those 6 of Josh Ball, man, he is giving her everything she has and then some, trying to hang in there. Light him down, Bell. Oh, no, no, no! That's her for trouble yet again! Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? This is getting bad in a heartbeat, folks. This is not looking good. This is not looking good at all, unfortunately. What a just an absolute maddening circumstance here. Another look at it. Brock Whitehead and Russ Kilgore both get it loose off the corners. They just overdrove it. Ball tried to escape and get out of there, but it just was not to be. Man, that's a hard little circumstance there and a hard little situation to get out of, and that certainly shows just what goes down on that track. Go ahead and take it down now and actually have a chance to talk with one of our drivers here. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes here we can't quite say, but with Shake and Bake Racing, we do know one thing. They can give us a little inside view in the back street at the end. So, Clegg, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Not too bad, bud. Just thought we'd pull the curtain back and see how things are going here for you and your crew. I mean, how is it right now that you feel like everything's been playing out compared to what it is right now?
Yeah, I'm kind of upset with myself. I was in the top 10 there and wrecked myself, so working my way back up. But it's been a decent race, actually, for me, just trying to avoid the wrecks.
For sure there, but man, you definitely you've kind of been driving as hard as you have. The season hasn't been the best for you at the gate, but you know there's a long season ahead. What do you feel like really is going to be the best tracks for you to run on, whether the short road course or the long ones?
The 1.5s, the longer ones, I'm pretty good at those. Short tracks, I'm not terrible at. It's just a matter of staying out of the wrecks. Road courses are road courses. I can handle them.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, you are certainly going to be one of those guys to watch out for in the season to come. And our best wishes luck finishing this one out here tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve Clegg. All right. We're ever so closer to that green-white checkered scenario, and I guarantee you when we get to that might be when things get a little bit more aggressive and ramp to an extreme here. Coming off the course and the clutches now, it's going to be do or die time for the 91 as well as others here. And Childs is on the chine saying Kevin better get Clegg. I'm not going to say what he said there all the way, but he's basically saying he better get him here. Maybe need to put on a little Shania Twain in that car, Kevin, because he better get him real good. Should get you good. Craig, I watch your back here, bud. That's all I'm going to say as well, because with 3 laps to go, I don't think any of these drivers will mind giving you a bumper. Every corner counts. Every turn is going to matter. This last bit of the run. See some drivers that were caught up in the messes earlier moving their way back up to the front. And with a green flag, restart back on out. Anybody's guess who's going to survive this one. Kershaw and Meyer in the gluttony in the battle here. Yellow flag back out though. The mullet man gets caught up in another circumstance situation. That will set in for a green-white checkered attempt. Here's what happened though on the ends of this one. This is what transpired here for the mullet man. They didn't even go off the line, and Snyder, I'm not really sure if Snyder was even realizing where he was at, but boy, when I said giving the bumper, I did not mean like that. Yikes. Thankfully, though, everybody is okay and back onto the link here. It's gonna be a very interesting situation because with only 2 laps to go, you know, will they be able to hang down and keep on going? And I gotta really just kind of figure more and more that the longer this race goes, the better this favors the guys that are trying to move their way from the mid-pack into the back up to the front quicker because of those wrecks and circumstances coming up. But for guys that are usually in that mid-pack, I don't think more than anything they were expecting to be anywhere near a podium finish here. much as even able to strike it hard and strike a chord with this track. And Robert Wynn, man, there's one thing we haven't yet to see him is really the momentum he carried there in the last season. He had a great season with the runs here. This season not been a good start for him, except for maybe, I guess you could say, a little bit of Daytona where he was building up some speed in the last half till that last big wreck caught him off guard. We'll go one more time around here, race fans, and then it'll be our 1-2 chances, green, white, checkered. How do we do that? Exactly what it says. You start up with the green, then you switch it around for a lap. Go for the white. One more lap around, you see checker flags flying high. This is going to be a hard throw down situation coming up. Which one of these drivers will be able to hang tough and hang tight here with what they will have at their disposal and at their work to deal with? There is going to be one last chance at striking it big and striking it well off of turn number 3 and 4. This might be it here. Which one gets the win and which one falls into the shadow realm? For sure, Meyer going at it. Meyer manages to pull it just slightly ahead. Janzik is going to have his teammate right behind him. Down the corner end, though. Kersher trying to sneak his way back on board. Harris right there with him as the white flag flies on out. Last minute golden opportunity. Look at Caleb Forsythe back to the bottom, trying to make Meyer work for this one even harder. No, Forsythe loses it on the stretch. He hangs on, saves it, but he lost so many positions there. Harris gets caught in a bad spot. They wreck right behind him. Janzik will win it out, though, in the number 40 as they brings it to victory lane. Pressure accommodating and giving everything else to the Sandy fan tonight. And a victory once more for him and his crew. That's Sim at Oval Sim's performance. But holy smokes, that could have been a different story. Forsythe managing to escape with this truck at least. Comes away 5th, but your race winner, Greg Janzik, is he going to have a celebration tonight in Pennsylvania? The native is going to have himself a field day here in Florida. Race results are now coming on in here. The Zany fan, Craig Janzik, walks away with a W. Kersher holds on 2nd. Third goes to Meyer. 4th to Caudill. 5th to Forsythe. 6th to Boundy. 7th to Ball. 8th to White. 9th to Whitehead. And 10th goes to Pearson. Rounded out. Top 10 here tonight. But boy, oh boy. That got a little bit more crazy than I thought it was going to be honest with you. Ryan Stoy coming on board saying, let's go Stoy here. Boy, he had a field day and a half as well, managing to hang in there to the top 19 at least. That's pretty impressive considering the elite amount of field you got in this track here. As your final results now popping up on your screen. And boy, what a race this was here for these guys. A lot going on, a lot to take in, and a lot to race with. But of course, the best always come out on top and survive when they need to and figure out everything as we go along for the ride. And what a wild ride it was, my friends. He now joins me here in 3rd place here outside of the pit road exit here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nathan Meyer here. And Meyer, boy, you got yourself caught in a lot of spots here tonight, sir.
Yes, sir, I did. First, I spun myself out twice, and then I had to dodge like 4 wrecks getting up, and then I was in the midst of 2, but you know, we got teammates around us and we finished 3rd.
You got teammates to help, teammates to work with, and they end up giving you a bit of a hand here to the very end indeed, sir. But I gotta say though, you still really, to me, never seem to fail to impress when it comes to making sure that you find it's a way for you and your team to have a little bit of fine time and a show out here. And seemed like tonight there was no different. But but I gotta ask you, when you're just coming down the later half of this one, at any point were you worried that maybe these other guys were gonna possibly put a bumper in there or two to get you around?
Yeah, some points I had to slow up trying to get around cars that had damage, and you're always driving in your mirror or sliding a little up on the track a little just so you don't get banged, but you just gotta look at your surroundings.
You certainly do indeed, and it worked out perfectly here tonight, my friends. So I gotta ask you, as you walk away with a W here, is there anybody you want to thank you for that one?
Yeah, man, I just gotta thank Craig for helping me out on that second to last restart. We got a good jump, put me in second, and Olson Performance, Green Mountain Grills, and Champion for putting it on.
Indeed, indeed. Well, nevertheless, here, Meyer, congratulations for third, and it looks like Oval Sim is gonna walk away with one and third here.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
You too, ladies and gentlemen, from Oval Sim Performance. Give it up for Mr. Nathan Meyer. We'll talk with Kevin Kersher, and we'll see what happened here with him and his crew. If he would like to join us here tonight, I do not know if he is going to talk with us. Oh, there he is now. Looks like we may be able to bring him in here. We'll see if he wants to talk and listen in for a little bit here. Second place finisher here tonight, Kevin Kersher joins me in now. Kevin, man, that was a bit of a wild run there. You had a great battle coming to the end, though, with Nathan Meyer and him, man. Seemed like you wanted to try to take down Janzik, but it looked like you just got off to a jump of start on you there at the end. Looks like he will not be talking with us here, so looks like he might be a little bit busy down there, but that's okay. We'll leave him be for now and let him do his own thing. So, race fans, now we'll bring it down to end the night out. We're going to talk with the Zanny fam. He parks it in Victory Lane here at Lakeland, Florida. Give it up for Craig Zanny fam Janzik. And Janzik, boy, oh boy, oh boy, you had a lot on your plate here tonight, sir.
Long night out there, my friend, but pretty relaxed night overall. Really happy with the performance of my entire team. Oval Sim Performance 1, 3, 4. Garth had really great speed, but got caught out by a couple of incidents, and as well as Charles had some issues, and Zach Derrick was showing some really good promise throughout the middle of the race there as well. So I'm so happy with my team and what we've got going on here. Huge momentum going forward, and just on my personal note, that was a really good race for me.
It was indeed. Obviously, you had a race win in the Cup Series a while back, and now a race win of all things here with this one tonight. This has definitely got to mean a lot to you and your crew, doesn't it?
And it also feels like pretty solid redemption as well, for what happened last week after having the most laps led. And all the incidents on the last lap at Daytona. That's Daytona, though. You got to come to expect it. And this week, we went to a driver's track and showed that our team has incredible talent and incredible pace.
Certainly, indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, it was a big battle to the end and a lot of hard racing for you and your crew. Is there anybody you want to thank you for this one?
Yeah, got to thank again. I know I'm beating it through the microphone already. Olson Performance, my guys. We're getting a really good leg up here at the start of this season for the team points and as well as just in the drivers points in general. Thanks to Green Mountain Grills, our league sponsor here in the Truck Series, for allowing us once again to run some pink on our trucks in the banner form, and then Champion Power Equipment, my personal sponsor for this season. Best generators that money can buy, and the best looking truck on the track as well, if you ask me, but that's just me. And thanks to you guys at PTM as well for the amazing broadcast. I can't wait to watch this one. I know it's going to be a little hectic and definitely took a little bit of time on the clock away, but hey, that's all right. It's part of short track racing. We'll learn and grow.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all racing the way you see it. So, nevertheless, man, what a race it was, and congratulations, and we certainly hope to see you back once more.
Thanks so much, man. Look forward to it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Dzani fam Janzik walks away with the W. And that's going to about wrap it up here tonight for your showcase of Green Mountain Grills and PTRS TV. So, thank you again to the good people over at Green Mountain Grills, of course, and all they have done for you guys as well. So check out those wood fire pellet grills on their market, on their website, greenmountaingrills.com, and their social media platforms. From all of us here at Pete Turner's TV, though, we cannot thank you enough for everything, guys. It truly has been an honor to call this one, and it's been a fun, and to say the least, it's short track racing. It can get a little hectic out there. It was fun to watch. So, nevertheless, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoy what you see, subscribe here on our YouTube, like and follow us up on the Facebook, and we'll see you next time when green flies out. It's Champion Power Equipment Cup Series tomorrow night. Stay tuned for more information as we go along.